Hello, BookTube. October begins the fourth quarter of Historathon 2023. Historathon is a new BookTube reading event created by Vin of Revenant Reads, in which participants read history over the course of the year. Historathon is divided into 4 quarters, which is basically chunks of time. So the first quarter features works of history during the prehistory and up to 500 CE or AD, however you want to use that appellation. The second quarter is 500 to 1500, the third 1500 to 1820, and the final one 1820 to the present. I've participated throughout Historathon, not as much as I would have liked. My reading this year has been a bit weird, but that's a subject for another video. So I have 12 possibilities. I would like to get to as many of these as I can, but I might be doing other things as well, so I don't know exactly how many of these books I will get, but that's why this is a set of possibilities. Anyway, so the first 3 books are Victorian histories. So October is also Victober, a storied BookTube event in which participants read Victorian literature throughout the month of October. I was planning on doing a Victober video. I don't know exactly what my participation, if any, is going to be in Victober this year. I haven't had much success with Victober. And some of what I wanted to say probably could be other videos as well. And I'll think a bit more about this throughout the rest of the day, and I'll probably talk a bit more about this in my weekly reads if I have enough time, because there's going to be a lot of manga I'm going to talk about with weekly reads, and usually when I talk about manga I can go on for quite a while. So anyway, so the 3 works of Victorian history I would like to get to in October are Empress, Queen Victoria in India by Miles Taylor. This is a look at Victoria's relationship with India. So yeah, and I've been wanting to read this for quite a while. So anyway, the next book is also another Queen Victoria book. This is Queen Victoria's Matchmaking, The Royal Marriages That Shaped Europe by Deborah Cadbury. Which I've been really wanting to read for a while, so I'm definitely wanting to get to that one. And the big one, largely because it is massive. It's both a hardcover and it's over 800 pages. High Minds, The Victorians and the Birth of Modern Britain by Simon Heffer. So this is a history of the early Victorian period. I've read Heffer's The Age of Decadence and absolutely loved it, and I am really looking forward to reading this. This will probably be the first book I read in October, and I might start tomorrow. I don't quite know for sure. Moving on from the Victorians, I have a few more books to talk about. So first up is Kingdom of Characters, The Language Revolution That Made Modern China Modern by Jing. So this is a history of the modernization of Mandarin Chinese. Indivisible, Daniel Webster and the Birth of American Nationalism by Joel Richard Paul. So this is a history of early America, or at least the early United States. Beyond the Wall by Katja. This is a history of East Germany that just came out. That's a bit controversial. Another book that I really want to get to is Revolutionary Spring, Europe Aflame and the Fight for a New World, 1848 to 1849 by Christopher Clark. So this is a history of the revolutions of 1848 that swept through Europe. And Outside the Gates of Eden, The Dream of America from Hiroshima to Now by Peter Bacon Hales. So this is a contemporary U.S. history. I also have some bill redemptions I would like to try for this quarter of Historathon. So I bill fairly heavily. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, you will pretty much expect if I'm reading a work of literary fiction, I'm going to bail on it. But I have also bailed on works of history. And one of the videos I wanted to make this past week was an idea I had for Nonfiction November, in which I would dedicate the month to bail redemptions. So a bail redemption is a revisit of a book that I have previously bailed. Sometimes I will give second and third and fourth, and sometimes more, although by that point I really should just get rid of the book. But and if I successfully bail redeem a book, it's a bail redemption achieved, and if I don't, well, it's a bail redemption rejection. So I have 4 books that I would like to try to bail redeem. First up is The Opium War by Julia Lovell. So this is a history of the first Opium War and its cultural, intellectual after effects. I think I had about 1 or 2 goes at this book a year or 2 ago, and I didn't quite get on with it. But I'm hoping maybe after a year, it will be a bail redemption achieved. I'm also hoping to bail redeem Collapse, the Fall of the Soviet Union by Vladislav M. Zubok. So this is a history of the fall of the Soviet Union and its after effects. The book was one of the 3 finalists for last year's Kundal History Prize and was one of the second half of the shortlist that I had goes at and bailed on. So hopefully, after a year, I can do a bail redemption of it. I would also like to bail redeem Legacy of Violence, A History of the British Empire by Carolyn Elkins. So this is a history of the British Empire. So it will begin before the Historathon's set period, but the bulk of the book will be afterwards. So maybe this will be a bail redemption too. And finally, I would really, really love to bail redeem The Road to Dien Bien Phu by Christopher Goscha. So this is a history of the first Vietnam War, the war between Vietnam, or the part of Vietnam that declared independence from France and France at the end of World War II and throughout the 1950s. So hopefully it will be a bail redemption because I really want to bail redeem that book. So that's my possible plan for Historathon 2023. I don't know exactly how many of these books I will actually get to, given other things I might be wanting to read, and where my interests will take me. I will be back later with weekly reads, where if I have enough time, I will touch on a few subjects. And if not, then maybe I will try to make separate videos next week. But anyway, BookTube, thank you. Have a great afternoon and stay safe.